why don't African Americans and Africans seem to get along? And there's been a bit of beef between the two sides for quite a long time, and there's been some discourse online as to why both sides don't seem to like each other. So I'm going to go through a couple of them today.
If Black Americans were Africans, then Africans would be as influential as us. Africans have not had any influence on the world compared to us. We have created most of the world's inventions from black-skinned people. They're a whole continent of 54 countries and they cannot compete with us invention-wise. It's sad. Really let that sink in. We are only 13% of the American population, but we have created so many inventions. We have had such a heavy impact on the world. They are 54 countries, over 1 billion people, and they cannot compete with us culture-wise or invention-wise, or influence-wise, or fashion-wise, or lingo-wise. These people have to come to what we've built in order to get a leg up.
Is there any need for this? When I watch a video like this, I just think, what were you seeking to gain from setting up your camera and saying something like this? It's completely divisive. When a policeman sees two of you in the street, when he sees someone like you and an African, they're not going to see an American and an African. They're going to see two black people. Do you understand? Why would you say things like this? And I'm not going to go through each of his points and pick out why he's wrong. I think we all know he's wrong. You understand? And a lot of his points were just completely off the mark. Like the culture and the lingo, and I don't know. I'm just trying to think, how can someone get to this point? How do you reach this level of hatred for someone who looks like you?
When I say I'm pro-black, I mean pro-black American. When I say I support black-owned business, I mean black American business. Very pro-black American over here. Yeah.
Once again, it's unprovoked. You just come and set up your camera and you're like, yeah, by the way, those other black people around the world don't really care about them. You know, those other people that look like me, you know, we all came from the same people. Them all don't care about them. Just the ones that are born here. You understand? Just the ones that are born here. I'll only support them. I'll never support anyone else. What do you gain? Why can't we all support each other? Why can't I be African and support an African American? Why can't I be Black British and support an African American, or support a Jamaican, even though I'm Jamaican myself, half and half Kenyan? I'll tell you every video that I'm half Kenyan and Jamaican. I will tell you every video. What's wrong with brothers supporting brothers? What's wrong with sisters supporting sisters? I don't see nothing wrong with it, but for some reason there's a group of people, they go by FBA, Foundational Black Americans, or just Black Americans, and they just don't want to be associated with anyone else besides themselves, which is fine, I guess. No, I wouldn't say it's fine. I wouldn't say it's fine. It's divisive. It's divisive. And who do you think has made it so we can be divided? Who do you think was responsible for that? Just think about it. Anyways, those are some perspectives from the Black Americans. What do the Africans think about this?
I'm African American. He is straight African. How do you see African Americans?
I see y'all as slaves.
And what makes us slaves?
Because you built a nation that controls you.
How does it control us? We got NBA, NFL, we running it.
They use you as dancers and entertainers.
But they paying us $100 million plus.
Yeah, but then they own the money.
So do Africans, how y'all see African Americans?
Huh?
How do Africans see African Americans?
We see y'all honestly as, if you want the truth, we see y'all as our heroes that have given up on themselves.
But I know a lot of Americans that see y'all, they be like African booty scratchers.
It's the persona that the white man has printed on you to dismiss your brother. Because you got to divide me to conquer me with you.
But you divided us and said we are slaves.
Yeah.
But they got y'all too, ain't it?
No, they don't.
You went back, I'm your brother, I'm lost though.
Because I could say tomorrow, if I'm done with this shit, I could go home. You can't go home. You stay here.
When I was scrolling through the comments of this video, I seen a lot of Black Americans spewing hatred towards Africa and Africans because they felt like they were being violated. But I think it's quite the opposite. Notice how he said he sees Americans as his heroes who gave up on themselves. And I think there's a bit of truth to that, especially with a lot of these foundational Black Americans. Wow, I can't even speak. They really aim to dissociate themselves from any type of Africans anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to always acknowledge that you're African. Giving up on that completely It's like what he's saying, you know, our heroes who've given up on themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's not a crazy statement. It's not a violation. It's just an observation. But a lot of them took it as a violation and then just went to just violate Africa as you do. You know what I mean? As you do.
Fam, no lie. I think I'm starting to despise the people that say that they not from Africa, the black people that say they're not from Africa. I say I'm not African American, I'm just American. I was born in America. We are the only ethnic group that doesn't know, doesn't care where we from, and doesn't take pride in being from somewhere else, as well as being American. If you met or grew up with white people, they know where they came here from, where their grandparents from, and they take pride in that as well as being American. We're the only group that like don't want to find out and completely write it off and say that we're just American, which I believe was the plan of the slave owners in the first place, was to take us from our homeland, make us forget, and make us hate ourselves. There's no better indication that it worked than a nigga getting online and saying, I'm not from Africa, I'm not African American, I'm just American, because I was just born over here. Bro, that's exactly what the fuck they wanted. That's pissing me off. Just say you don't want to know. You don't know and you don't want to know. Don't completely write it off and say we don't look like them, we don't whatever like them. Bro, we are them. That's the only proof we got. And we were here first. We are the real Native Americans. Where's the proof? And show me a Native American that believe your story. Most of the Oneidas, Menominees, Potawatomis I know, they don't believe that shit. My grandma told me I was a Cherokee. Say that to an Oneida. They're gonna think that's funny. That's a joke, bro. So why don't we just don't say we don't want to know? Instead of putting online that we hate ourselves and we hate each other. That's what's going on with black people, bro. And it's just so fucked up. We like the only ethnic group that's not connected to a culture or a place, and we don't care to be. We just think that being a color and subscribing to that and being from here is the be-all, end-all. But being a color and subscribing to that we're from here is accepting the fact that our lineage begins with us in bondage. Why is that enough for y'all? It's not enough for me. I want to know more, if I can know more. Like, my lineage wasn't just shining shit and coming from building a country for nothing and being a slave. Like, I don't get it. We gotta do better, please. This shit's starting to piss me off, low-key.
Who do you think planted this level of self-hatred within the black community? Who do you think did it? Who do you think was responsible? Because that's what it is self-hatred.
But I'm gonna put it on record to say that we are not African. I'm gonna say that.
That's another story. We're gonna get into that too.
It's a big difference between so-called African Americans and Africa that's in Africa. And then it's not even called Africa. They don't even call it Africa. But our genetics is different. When you look at I don't want to say the creation of the Caucasian race, but when you look at when they came on the scene, some say 6,000 years. All of my research shows 10,000 years ago. When you look at melanated beings, we have been around on Earth since the beginning of time. So everybody was of a melanin descendant back then. Everybody was black. So how did you tell if they was different? They had different cultures, they had different body size, different geographical locations. Like when you look at Africans, their skeleton structures are more different than ours. A lot of them are more skinnier than us. When you look at their nasal passage, their noses are shaped different. They are different. You know, I'm not saying that we all are not connected ancestrally, but we are different though. We're very, very different. Even our hair, genetics, you know, an African man, look at his hair.
You can't tell a black American and an African apart. You can't. Do you know how big Africa is? For those of you that are saying, yeah, nah, it's easy to tell an African American and an African apart. They look so different. Really? Have you been to Africa? Do you know how big Africa is? You know there's like 1.2 billion of us. You know how different everyone looks. A man from Kenya and a man from Ethiopia, they look worlds apart, but they're from the same continent. But you from America, you think you don't look like anyone in that continent. Come on, man. Give it a rest, man. We look like each other because we are each other. From the start, we were all one. Some of us got displaced, ended up here, there, and everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But we are all one. Who do you think planted the seed of self-hatred to make you hate your own brothers and sisters? Let's go to the root of the problem. This diaspora war that we're having between Africans and between African Americans is so stupid.
Africans really did not know that us Americans was over here talking about you better eat that food because kids in Africa would love to eat that food. Whole time they never knew that we were saying it. And the whole time they got food healthier than ours. God damn it, we ain't need no shit.
What other race/ethnicities do you believe would be there to help black people in a race war?
Black American people, because the Caribbeans and the Africans, I don't see them standing up with us either.
Excuse the out of me.
The
God,
diaspora
why?
wars are already going crazy.
Whoa.
It's mad Caribbeans and African people that think that they better than black Americans as it is. So when people from other countries come here, they are already forewarned. Stay away from them black Americans. They're like this. They're like that. There are a lot that will stand up with us, but I'm not counting every single last one.
And I know I've put a lot of American point of views in this, but don't think Africans are off the leash. Africans be saying some hateful things towards Americans as well. The way they talk about them. The way it's like, these lot are hood rats. You know, they come from the streets. They're not educated properly. Stay away from those Americans. Who do you think gave Africans the idea to say things like that when they've never been to America? Who do you think gave the Americans the idea to say things about Africans when they've never been to Africa? Most of you have never been to Africa. I know this. And most of the Africans, they ain't never been to America. I know this. So who do you think is in between them, giving them this type of rhetoric for them to go online and just spew hatred about themselves? Come on now, man. We need to do better than this. Obviously, from my accent, I'm not African American, but I can resonate with you lot because we're all black. There's a shared experience there. You understand? So I do regard you as like my brothers and sisters in a different land. But I don't think that feeling is reciprocated. And someone has purposely done this to divide us. Because you know, when we're together, we're very strong. Black Americans went through that. You had unity in the household. I don't know which time period it was, maybe the 60s. And then they came in, brought drugs into your community, broke you apart, broke down the home. You understand? They understood that when black people are together, you're strong. What makes you think they're not doing the same thing between Africans and African Americans? They're capable. Come on, man. And and the proof is in the pudding. Like, whenever an African leader rises up and his aim is to bring Africa together, what happens to him? It was even American leaders that were getting rid of them. But I digress.
I'm going to say it for you. They don't like you. They're not like us. No. They don't like us. The white man don't like you. The Spanish man don't like you. The Chinese man don't like you. The turkey man don't like you. If there was a chicken man, he wouldn't like your ass neither. Nobody likes you because you're a god and you're a goddess. Learn to not like yourself, but learn to love yourself.
All this to say, we need to learn to love ourselves. If you don't already love your skin, you need to learn to love it and love your brother and sister who also look like you. You understand? We need to come together as a community and support each other. Don't support just black American businesses. Don't support just black African businesses. Support each other. But let me know your thoughts. Black Americans, please tell me what you think. Africans, please tell me what you think as well. Give me your ideas and what you think of each side and what you think of this war. That's war. It's not really war, innit? But this type of discourse that's happening online, is it just an online thing or do you actually see these type of things in real life? Please let me know. Like the video, subscribe, it helps me out a lot. And thank you very much for watching. Stick around for the next videos and the next videos. Take care. Glory.